folks, I'm gonna do a quick video. I'm in about 5-6 balls, but this video is about CMotion. Remember Lee Coumeaux? You know, I got a client that's actually doing CMotion now, the principles of CMotion, and he actually just we were just talking, and he kind of, let me know that, hey, he's gravitating towards CMotion, and I was like, wow. I said, let me tell you something. I said about 2015, 2016, I actually contacted Lee, and he contacted me back, and he let me pick his brain. We talked for hours on the phone. Back then, that's when Lee was doing a lot of traveling across Texas. I don't know exactly what he was doing. Probably some kind of oil company, gas company, something like that, most likely being in Texas. But he was on the road a lot, and we talked about golf a lot for hours at a time, just really, really picking it apart. And Lee actually got me on the track of looking at how the body works, how the anatomy works, how the joints work, fascia, anatomy trains. Lee got me on that track. The arm lines, he's the one that put me on that track, and it changed the way I teach. It really did. But what a lot of people don't know is that Lee it rubbed him the wrong way, because that was back then when they had all the motion detection equipment came around, and people would just get videos of Lee and then just make daggone synopsis of them and theses and whatnot and put it out there, and Lee wouldn't even know about it. He found about it, secondhand, that, hey, Professor so-and-so has you out here, Dr. so-and-so has you out here, engineer so-and-so has you out here saying this is what CMotion is. And it really rubbed Lee the wrong way, because he really felt if you would have just contacted Lee, he's a very, very down-to-earth person, and he's going to tell you exactly what's up. If you want to take a lesson with Lee, so all you got to do is say, hey, Lee, when you going to be in town, and make sure you get there, and Lee's going to help you out with your swing. That's the kind of guy he is, you know what I'm saying? So I say that to say this, right? There's principles that I saw in CMotion. If somebody said, can you show me the principles of CMotion? Because I've had people ask me before, am I doing CMotion? And I said, no, I'm not doing CMotion, but I may be doing some of the principles that Lee and I talked about that I just implemented into my golf swing that made me more of a consistent player, right? So I broke it down to 3 things that I noticed with Lee. A stable head, hammer curl with the trail arm, and like Lee said, he was more focused on the sole of the club, all right? So those are the 3 things that I think about are 3 principles you have to have. Let's talk about the stable head. Am I talking about a head that's rigid? No. I'm talking about a head, the head moves, Lee's head moves up and down, but he doesn't have a lot of erratic motion, right? Lee's arms actually work past him, okay? And he has lateral motion, but he doesn't have a lot of erratic motion with the head, right? That's very, very important, because that allows you to swing around a stable axis, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, the hammer curl, right? Lee just more or less just curled that arm up here. He didn't worry about getting wide. He didn't worry about path. He didn't worry about any of this kind of stuff over here. He just curled that arm up here, and that's what he did, okay? The 3rd thing, slamming the sole of the club, right? And this is where a lot of people got mixed up, because they would slam the sole of the club down, and they would hit big old blocks, right? Well, Lee always finished through the strike zone. If you ever notice, Lee is a low and left finisher, right? He comes through here, right? That's where Lee's at now. When Lee hits balls now, guess where he's at? Lee's out here now. In CMotion, where was Lee? Lee was low and left. Something you may not have noticed, but that's what he is now. Lee is not a low and left finisher no more. Lee actually swings out here now, okay? So that's the difference, how Lee has grown in his own thinking and the way he teaches, right? So those would be the principles that I would advocate to a person. A stable head, it would be 4 for me. Stable head, that hammer curl, putting that thumb in your ear, focus on the sole of the club, but I would also add a 4th one, swinging out. That would be my 4th one, swinging out. Because with this type swing, you're going to have a tendency to hit tight baby draws, right? But it also depends on your grip. If you have a strong grip, look what's going to happen at the top, right? Kind of cuppy, right? If you have a weak grip right here, look what happened right there. You know, boom. I said I did it the wrong way. So you have a strong grip, you just get there, look how cuppy you get with a strong grip. With a weak grip, guess what? You get a little bit more of a flat wrist. So depending on your grip type, it's gonna make a huge difference. You gotta depend which one works for you, all right? So we're gonna do the first one right here. I'm gonna apply these principles. Like I said, I added a fourth one. My fourth one is what Lee is doing now, swinging out. Swinging out with a throw. Here we go, stable head. There you go, right down the target line. Now before, if I would have went low and left, that ball would have curved 15 yards to the left of the target line. 3 yards offline, face the target, plus 1.2, face the path, minus 0.2, club path, plus 1.4, spin axis 2. Guess what? Face the target, that's that throw out that Lee does now, versus that low and left, which is a good swing to have when you need it. All right? You just want to draw the ball, you just do low and left. There you go. Let's do the low and left. The same principles, the Lee Coumeaux principles, just a different finish. I'll turn over there. Pin's way on the left-hand side. There you go. Same principles, different exit point. Different exit point gave you a different ball. That's when the pro will start cleaning you up and saying, okay, don't throw that shot away. Let's keep that shot. We're going to need it one day. So again, let's go over the principles again. Right? Stable head, hammer curl, focus on the sole of the club, and I added a fourth one. What Lee is doing now, Lee is swinging out. He's not finishing low and left no more. So here we go again. Stable head. That should be pushed out to the right. Oh, I got some gear effect on it. That's that miss you say, yes! 0 yards offline. It wasn't pretty, but it worked out. Isn't that the one you love? That's the one that saves your whole round, right? That's the one that saves your round. If that's your miss, you're good to go. Let's clean that up. 132-yard miss. Wow. Again. There you go. Right down the target line. Again, what allows me to hit that shot is what Lee is doing right now. Lee is swinging out. He's not finishing low and left no more. That's the difference. So if I was going to do CMotion, I would keep the three principles: stable head, hammer curl, swing the sole, but I would add that fourth principle of swinging out. Last one. So I was going to hit 5, didn't I? I hit right behind it. I should go left. We can't finish on that one, folks. That's the human error. Not the system, that's the human error. All right, here we go again. There we go. On 54, that was smoked. All right, numbers look good again. Face the target, minus 2.5. Face the path, minus 4.3. Club path, plus 1.8. And that's what I'm looking at, club path. If you was gonna work on this, you know, I always tell people, look at your face to target, your face to path, and your spin axis. But if you was gonna work on the Lee Coumeaux, what I recommend with the 4 principles, I would remove the face to path and look at club path and make sure that I'm getting a plus number there, okay? That's it, one more. I kind of took, instead of taking one aspirin, I took the whole bottle. See that? So club path is plus 4.7, spin axis is plus 4, face to target is plus 5.9. So that's when you know you took too much of the medicine. That's all I like to say. Let's do another one. We always finish up on a good note, right? Stable head, and my head wasn't stable. Head wasn't stable on that one either. That's why I said this is something that you have to spend some time in. You're just not going to get it in one day. You're going to hit some really good shots, but you got to spend some time with it and make sure you're not pushing your current swing into what you're trying to do now. Right? Here we go again. That's way too much body motion. I'm glad this is actually happening because I'm adding my swing into what I'm trying to do with Lee. All right, now we're gonna slow everything down. Lee, here you go. This is for you, buddy.